Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, so be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't checked it out, my two videos which are very good, like in my opinion I have done all the things which are required. So it is in the link, so you may go and check it out. It is in the description box. And today's video is really interesting because today I'm going to talking about how to develop reading habits. And so be sure to watch till the end. Without any further ado, let's get started. So there are two things that I would like to say before going to the video. And number one is about one of my subscribers, and like he was saying in my previous video that you haven't mentioned out my juniors. So in this video I'm mentioning you all guys. I think I have forgot about the juniors because they have played a very vital role in sharing my channel and sharing your all love. Yeah, so definitely. And a huge shout out to Surjit because he's a constant motivator, and he posted in his story about tagging me, so a huge thanks to him. And secondly, I would like to say it's about me. So in my previous video it's about procrastination, and it was not doing well. My videos, like I have expected a lot because in that video I was in a hurry and there were a lot of circumstances which are responsible for that video. And so someone special to my heart and very close to me, she's one of my family members, so she recommends me that you should write down some script. So for him I have written down some key points that you can imagine, but it's quite less, but I have wrote it down, which I think it's really important. And she also recommends me to watch my video as a viewer. So yeah, I am like, I will definitely try. When I was like editing, I will just watch it. So a huge thanks to her. And so without any further ado, let's get to the actual video. Okay, so in this video I will not share only the tips that you should follow to develop reading habits, but I will also sharing the A to Z guide to all the readers. Even if you are beginner, even if you are intermediate, even if you are readers who quite read often. So this video does not focus, it's not only just focuses on your reading habits, but it also focusing on your how to be categorize yourself as a reader. So be sure to watch it. And so there are namely three types of readers. Okay, number one is the beginner, and number two is the intermediates, and number three are the advanced. So I will just take an example. If you are learning a new skill, you want to start with basics, and it also implies on reading. So even if you are a beginner who haven't read quite often, I will not recommend that you should read classics or literature or the fine literature of William Shakespeare. But if you want to develop reading habits, then you would have to start with basics. So number one is about the basic, who want to start with from like A to Z. Like if I'm not from A for apple to like H for hat. Okay, so for beginners I was to recommend that you should read three books. Like there are three series. Number one is Nancy Drew, which is a very quite often, and it's a very interesting read. So I'm like an 18 years old boy and I usually read Nancy Drew, and it is so good. Like many of you interpret that if you read a child's book it will just hamper your personality, but it's just rubbish, because in my opinion reading is such a beautiful art that you can read in any age and it does not matter. And if you are really interested in developing reading habits, then I must recommend that you should read Nancy Drew. Then there is Goosebumps, then there is Hardy Boys. That these three books are mainly focusing on mystery, thriller and horror. So these are books are really good in my opinion, and it will not only just interests you, but it will also developing a reading habit as usual, and it also focusing upon your vocabulary. If you are really struggling, if you want to read English novels, your vocabulary, your reading speed will slowly and gradually will increase. So yeah, I must recommend that you should read these books. And beginners are especially those who are not read quite often and they generally not read as well. And so now talking about the intermediates. So intermediates are the ones who are readers, but they're not quite often, but they do not read quite often. Okay, so I must recommend that you should read fantasies and fictions. And for beginners, there is also one book I forgot about it. It's Harry Potter, which is a wonderful piece of art, and I have read like twice or thrice even, and I have watched all the movies. It is so good. And so yeah, I must recommend that you should read 4 books. Even if you are beginner, it does not matter if you are reading, like, it's generally not a childish book, but I have seen a lot of guys who are thinking about that if you're reading Nancy Drew Goosebumps, this will hamper, or this will just makes you that you are a child. In reading, this does not matters, okay, literally. Now talking about the intermediates, usually you read fantasies, fictions, and non-fiction as well, because non-fiction and self-development, which is, I think, in my opinion, when you are older, generally if you are from like 18 to 24 years of age, your personality want to really reflect. So in my opinion, I think you should read self-development books. So there are Robin Sharma, there are Mel Robbins books, there are one book that is Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, which is now officially released. I haven't read it, but I have got a good comments that you should read it, and it was quite good in my opinion. I think they are just like firecracking or something like that. And so the number 3 category is about readers. Okay, the readers are the ones who read quite often, and they have a general tendency, so they read quite often. So I think my video is focusing mainly on beginners and intermediates. Even if you are a pro reader, if you are struggling with developing reading habits, then I think you may watch this, because it might help you. So now talking about how to get resources. Okay, how to get sources where to read, even if you do not have enough money. So I have struggled through a lot, because my parents will not give me some money for like reading books, because I was a student who wants to focus on studies. So as an Indian parent, they always thinks that you should focus on studies. But an app called Play Store, which is a very good app in my opinion, which have like plenty of ebooks, plenty of audiobooks, where you can listen and where you can read. And it was quite good, and it does not require money. It just requires your internet, but it's good, like literally. Even if you are a beginner, you must just like go to Play Store, Play Books. No, it's not Play Store, it's Play Books. Okay, and that source in my opinion is the best. And even if you're interested in audiobooks, and there is a free app which have plenty of classics, because they have no copyright, so you can listen to that audiobooks. So the app called LibriVox, which is also very popular. But now there is a trend of Audible and Storytel, which is now a best apps, but you have to pay money. I think for Storytel it is only about like 300 rupees per month, which is a very affordable price. But yes, as of now we are Indians, so we usually do not spend some time, we just do some jugaad. So I have got you a resource where you can read plenty of ebooks and audiobooks. And now talking about how to develop reading habits, the biggest question. So there are like 5 or 4 tips, and they are very beneficial for you, even if you are beginner or intermediate. So number 1 is about setting up your page count. Okay, even if you are a beginner, if you want to start reading some books, I will not recommend that you should read 100 pages a day. Okay, I think it's impossible for you. But yes, 15 to 20 pages per day, it's possible and you can do it. So when you read 20 pages per day, and when you set up yourself a goal, like if the book is about 200 pages, within 10 days you have completed it, and it's good. So I have also there is also some critics saying that if you are reading very fast, then you are a pro reader. It does not. It's just about how you are enjoying reading. It's the best part of reading is that you are enjoying it, rather than showing that you are reading one book in a day. And it will come within a time. Okay, do not interpret and do not just harm yourself that if I'm not reading 200 pages per day, then I'm not a reader. It does not mean a loss. If you are reading 15 pages per day, it is slowly and gradually it will come with time. When you're reading 15 pages day per month, then you will read like close to 450 pages, which is a good number. And when after the month you just change with 15 to 20, then your speed and your reading will develop. So number one tip is about setting up your page count. Okay, number two, which is very, very important, removing distractions. Okay, when you are reading something, maybe even it's an audiobook where you have to listen with your headphones, or even if you are reading a physical one, you require attention, and so it will possibly happen when you remove distractions. So sit up on a quiet place, or maybe walk or something, like when you are walking in the morning, you should plug your headphones and just listen to the audiobook. And what usually I do, I usually get up at like 6, and then I go to walk for like within an hour, and then I should read a couple of like pages in the audiobook, and it's a good habit that you should do it. So removing distraction is the biggest thing, and there are plenty of sources, there are plenty of videos on YouTube where you can search it upon that how to remove distractions. And concentration power is also very important. So number 3 tip is that if you are reading, and even you are reading, so read like you are enhancing all the words, you are enhancing all the meaning, what the text is want to convince you. So you should focus on that, what are the stories going on, like what are the characters are saying to each other. So this will generally gives you an interest, and it will generally gives you an overview about what is happening. And so the number 4 tip is about getting yourself rewards and achievements. So this is generally particular what I do. I usually myself set up my goal that I have to read 15 pages per day, and after that I will just go through social media or just do internet surfing. And it's quite good because when you are just doing it, and it will result yourself in an achievement. My channel, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't checked it out. And so yes, see you in the next video. Bye.